prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
I love my mom.
And I love when she treats me like an animal.
No, but anyway, I think that he is in the wrong because you need to communicate with your wife of 6 months. But no, I think that they just aren't right for each other. I think that they're.
Yeah, it's like divorce.
I think they need to divorce if that's their. Or go to therapy.
Yeah, well, like before you're crying the divorce bells, maybe they should just have a chat about
Maybe they should have a chat.
A compromise between 60 and 70.
Yeah, I feel like not
put
like
the thermostat at
72.
72.
70, like something.
You know, I want more thermostat stories about you fighting for your life. Also, if anyone passes out a lot, I want to hear your passing out stories.
Yeah, if anyone knows what's wrong with
my
me,
sister's passing out.
I'm passing out a lot.
She doesn't know why.
Diagnose me.
I want all of our internet doctors to come out of the woodworks.
My sisters couldn't control their annoying kids, so I refused to save them from drowning.
I feel like that might be an unforgivable thing to do as a brother. Allowing their children to drown while you watch, saying, "Yes, fill those lungs with water, you annoying child."
But maybe there's something more than meets the eye.
All right, let's see.
Okay. My folks decided to host a barbecue because I guess that's what older people do. I declined because I really don't like my 2 sisters, their husbands, or their kids.
Sounds like you don't like your entire family.
That sounds like the whole family. Mom then pressured the wife. Long story short, we went. Okay. By the time we arrived, there were about 20 people there. My sisters and their husbands were already solidly buzzed. Drunk, really. That doesn't bode well. My mom was spending 100% of her time trying to keep the nieces and nephews, ages 7 to 11, more or less under control.
So far, OP sounds like a buzzkill.
Yeah, exactly. My dad had strategically retreated to the whirlpool part of the pool with a small cooler full of beers.
Oh, okay. So the pool doesn't have beers. He's just going to the part of the pool.
So there's a whirlpool part of the pool.
That sounds dangerous.
Wife and I made small talk with miscellaneous people, ate food, and had a frozen margarita. Sisters and brothers-in-laws took turns criticizing us for being late, not being in our swimsuits, and screwing up the vibe. That does seem like that's what they're doing. Whatever. Typical suburban summer get-together. About 45 minutes in, 2 of the kids ran at one of the neighborhood guests, who was standing next to the pool, and pushed her in. She was at the pool steps, stumbled in, but didn't fall, so only got half wet. She was clearly very unhappy about it, but she didn't make a scene, just went over to where the parents were, grabbed their towels, dried herself off, and left. Sisters and brother-in-laws thought it was all great fun. Those kids seemed pretty awful, I'm gonna be honest.
Not the most well-behaved children.
They pushed one of the neighbor guests.
Yeah, I mean, but it is a pool party.
It's a pool party. She should have been in the pool.
They just wanted to make sure everyone was having fun.
Exactly. A bit later, I was standing a few feet away from the pool chatting away with someone. I saw 3 of the kids running full tilt at me from the corner of my eye. Obviously, I was next.
The kids chose was the buzzkill.
Not that it's terribly difficult to outwit young kids, but I just jumped out of the way at the last second. All 3 of them ran straight into the pool at full speed. Most of the other guests, including my wife and me, started laughing, but their moms, who I mentioned were pretty shit-faced, absolutely freaked out. Apparently, 2 of the kids couldn't swim, even though they were in their swimsuits. Since I wasn't in swim gear, I stepped back from the pool and let other people fish the kids out. The kids were bawling their heads off like they'd lost a limb. At that point, all hell broke loose. The 4 drunk parents were yelling at everyone in general, and me in particular, for nearly letting their kids drown. And also because 2 of the kids had been videoing the trick using their parents' iPhones, which were now at the bottom of the pool.
This just seems like completely the kids' fault. The only thing Opie is maybe a dick for is just like watching the kids drown. It's like, that's someone else's problem. I'm trying to be child-free.
I'm trying to be child-free. One of my brother-in-laws got into the pool to try and retrieve the phones, but his BMI and BAC made that impossible. No one else volunteered to help. Unsurprising, given that my sisters were still bitching at everyone. I told my sisters it was their job to watch their kids, and that if anything had happened to them, it would have been their responsibility, not mine. That's kind of true. Those are their kids. They should know how to swim.
Also, just PSA, teach your children to swim because drowning in pools is like a big cause of child death.
There were some pretty strong words on both sides. Wife and I left after the other brother-in-law fell over and face planted while yelling at us. Now they're saying I should have let the little shits knock me into the pool and have their fun and ruin my phone. So am I the a-hole? Side note, Dad, of course, never got out of the whirlpool.
I think the only person that has this all figured out is the dad, who's just watching everything, not getting involved, and drinking his beer.
He's in the whirlpool with his cooler of beers, living it up while everyone's yelling at each other.
So, question. I want to know from everyone else, do you think OP is the a-hole? I'm going to say a little bit, just how OP is like